Welcome back to the channel, everyone, as we begin Season 2 of the Akron Zips Dynasty. Here in Week 1, we will be taking on Rutgers in our first game. As you kind of take a look here at the recruiting board, and you see we got Russ McGraw, a junior college tight end who was an insta-commit, which was kind of a shocker. And we also got Ramon Fantus, right guard, who was also an insta commit. So my first two ever insta commits on this entire game, and we haven't even put too much stock in our recruiting into our recruiting yet, as far as our coach upgrades go. So that's big time as we look at the top 25 here going into the season. Georgia's number 1. Boston College is number 2, and that would be surprising and will be surprising if you didn't watch the first season of my series. But Boston College actually won the national title. So take with that what you will. Take from that what you will, I should say. Forgive me, it's early in the morning while I'm recording this, so I'm still kind of waking up. I am surprised that Wake Forest is in the top 25. Yeah, Memphis, Washington State, Minnesota. Wake Forest is a team I'd be interested in doing as well down the line if they would have me, but I guess we'll see what the future holds. And here, really quickly, take a look at the Heisman contenders. Evan Stewart, wide receiver from Oregon. Ruben Owens, running back from A&M. Jaden Ott from Cal. Cade Klubnik from Clemson. And Noah Fafita, who's one of my favorite actual quarterbacks in real life, is on the list. I'm aware of most of those guys aside from, I think, the A&M running back. We'll take a look here at some of the Rutgers key players here. Johnny Shepard, their quarterback, who has some juice in those legs for sure, will probably cause fits for us. Samuel Brown at the running back spot will lead the way. Both of these guys aren't the same. They had a different quarterback and running back last year, I believe. You look at guys like Braithwaite, Ian Strong at the wide receiver spot. You see Ian Strong here as an impact player, physical receiver. But then you look at the tight end, Kenny Fletcher. He's only a 79, but, with sure hands, it seems like a pretty athletic specimen here, so he might cause a little bit of problems for us as well. And they have a solid duo of cornerbacks here. Antonio White Jr., and as you know, we lost our top pass catcher, so you got Bo Maskell. So this is something I'm doing in the future, just future me speaking, because again, I am ahead in the dynasty. I won't typically look at our opponents in depth like this that aren't non-conference. Like, I will only start doing this for intra-conference opponents. As non-conference, I mean, it's interesting, but I don't really too much care to go in depth about the opponent that in the long run doesn't matter as much like conference opponents. But as you can see here, we're 79s. We're actually better than Rutgers. And for the first time, we will be breaking out the gold rouge uniforms, as they're called here. I really like these. You see the blue helmet. You got the blue on gold here. And it's really a really cool uniform. And again, like, it's not, this isn't the uni that sold me on picking this set of Akron uniforms, though. There was actually another user who had a gold uniform that I thought was better. But it's just the overall, as you'll get to see, a lot more of these uniforms down the road. But we are going to bust out the gold rules, and we'll see if we bust out another uniform set throughout the year. LeBron James hooked us up with some more fire here. So we get this underway here, and we will get the ball first as we just kneel it in the end zone. And we will see what this offense, led by none other than Todd Bullock for the second year in a row, can cook up in this game and on this first drive. All right, here we go. Let's get this party started here for the Akron Zips in year number 2 in 2026, I believe, in the game will be the canon. No, 2025, I think, would be the actual year. I don't know. But here we go. We hand the ball off to one of our new running backs, Miles Walker. And Walker spent his time as a wide receiver last season. In the offseason, we ended up converting him to a running back. And he will be splitting carries with this guy here, Charles Kellum. On that screen pass there, gets it, and he's going to pick up a few. It'll be 3rd and 6. So you have Charles Kellum, Marquise Walker, and now you add, or Marquise Williams, I'm sorry, and now you add Miles Walker into the mix as Bullock is almost sacked there, but he does get the ball off, and we will be forced to punt it away here. So definitely not quite what we wanted to see on our very first drive, but it is what it is. Rutgers will take over, and they are led, as I said, by their quarterback, Shepard, and their running back, Brown. Here we go. Out of the shotgun. 3 wide receivers to the left. Going to hand it off to Brown immediately. He is tackled, but not before he gains 8 yards. So right away, they come out and they run the ball, and they pick up a pretty good gain. And again, our front 7 is something I'm really worried about because we lost a ton of starters on the front 7 here. We lost every single starter on our defensive line, and I think the only linebacker that we brought back was McCoy. So it's definitely going to be tough sledding, as you see there. They don't get much. It'll be 3rd and inches, but we do bring back Darian Lewis, Damon David in the secondary. We also bring back several other players in the secondary, so our secondary is looking to be a strength for us this year. But here we go. Hand off to Brown, and he is gobbled up in the backfield. And that is one of our new linebackers, our new starting linebackers, as I'm going to give you guys a quick view at as we take a look at this replay here. Nice stop cutting in through the middle, but I'm going to give you guys a view of the unis here. Got the Akron script on the side of the helmet. You have the old school Akron logo on the right shoulder, and it's not on the left. I kind of wish it would have been on both sides, but I guess they didn't want it to be overkill. But as you can see, the blue on blue is nice. And that is Wondolowski, who is a new starting linebacker for us this season, who makes that play. Here we go. They hand it off to the backup running back this time. He picks up a few, but it will bring up a 3rd and 8 here. Shepard changes some things up, drops back, has a pretty clean pocket, fires it downfield, but that one is knocked away. And the Zips will get the ball back. We're going to pitch it out to Kellum. He goes absolutely nowhere, and he loses 3 yards there. So we definitely want to get guys like Kellum going. We definitely want to get guys like Williams going. But, so far, that's not happening, but, we'll keep at it and we'll see what we can do here. So 2nd and 13, twins to the left for Bullock. He's going to send Kellum in motion. Now he's in an empty backfield. Dropping back. Bullock, time to throw. Finds a receiver across the middle. That is, I believe that is Campbell. So, yes. That is Justin Campbell, number 17, who's one of the new starters for us at wide receiver, along with Witherspoon in the slot. As Bullock rolls out here, doesn't find anything, gets rid of it, and the Zips will be forced to punt it after another fairly disappointing drive. But on offense, that's one of our biggest concerns because we lost our top pass catchers in Ian Polk, Alex Adams, Newell at the tight end spot. We did bring back Adrian Norton, though. The guy we thought was going to transfer out of everybody did come back as they deliver on the screen here, and they pick up a first down. So that was Braithwaite on that reception, as Rutgers is showing that they can move the ball, but we have not shown the same so far. But we are hoping guys like Campbell and Witherspoon can step up along with Norton to make some plays for us in the passing game. We'll see here. By the way, on defense right now, we are running a multiple 43. So we're running a lot of 43, and I do that. I'm not a big fan of the 4-3, but I run it. A lot of these defenses, depending on what I have to work with. As that pass is completed, and that is to the tight end. I believe that is Fletcher, who sheds off two guys and was off to the races for a 50-yard gain. And that's what I'm worried about here, because we had a very, very, very hard time tackling last season, and it looks like some of that has carried over into this season. Something you do not want to see. In that time, Brown gets the carry, and he only picks up 3 before he's cut down. I believe Walker was able to get him down that time. But as I was stating, I actually lost my train of thought, so I don't even remember what I was saying. But here we go. Shepard, he's handing it off to Brown. Brown has a lot of space to work with. He's finally tackled, but not before he gets it down to about the 4-yard line. First and goal for the Scarlet Knights. Shepard drops back, delivers to a receiver, but he is tackled pretty quickly. And may I add, I really dig these all-white unis. I am a sucker for all-white unis. It doesn't really matter your color scheme or anything like that. As we get into the backfield and we take Brown down for what looks to be about a 1.5, maybe 2-yard loss. Third and goal for the Scarlet Knights. Here we go. Shepard dropping back, rolling out. He's going to keep it, and we do not come up to make the play. That is 6 points for Johnny Shepard, and that is the lead for the Scarlet Knights. So they get on the board first. But I do like the all-white unis by Rutgers. I'm a sucker for all-white unis. Like Texas Longhorns, I'm not a huge Texas Longhorn fan, but the all-white unis that they wear, I do love them. Like, it's just something about all whites that's spiffy as we launch it downfield, and we have Campbell. Just an excellent play action, and that was almost a perfect pass by Taj Bullock. And why I say almost perfect, because if it was perfect, then I believe Campbell would have walked in for a touchdown. But either way, that was on the money. He put it to where only his receiver could get it, and that is a huge gain after doing much of nothing for 2 drives. We pick up a gigantic play. Duos to the right here. We're going to flip it out on the RPO. That's Campbell again making the move. Shad's a tackle. Can he shed another? Not quite, but he gets it down to the 1. And Campbell is showing early on that we don't need Polk. We don't need Adams. He can do the job perfectly fine. I formation this time. Bullock pitches it out to Kellum. He's probably he doesn't lose a yard. He gets it back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be second and goal from the 1. I formation once again. We're going to hand it off to our newly acquired fullback, true freshman fullback. I believe that is McCoy, who's able to get his first career touchdown. So just like that, we are able to tie it up. And that is new life breathed into this Akron Zips offense. You love to see it. And now we'll just see if our defense can start stepping up and making some plays as well. Booting it into the end zone. And Rutgers will attempt to return this, and they have some space. He is off to the races, to the 40, to the 50, to the 40 before he finally goes down. And that is an awesome return by the Scarlet Knights. And that's something you absolutely don't want to see if you're an Akron fan. Shepard sending a guy in motion. Pump fakes. Gonna find a wide open wide receiver. And that is another first down. Not sure what receiver caught the pass there. But nonetheless, that is a first down as the Scarlet Knights continue to move the ball. Here we go. The Zips getting forced with their backs against the wall. And that is another completion to the tight end, Fletcher, And Johnny Shepard is 6 for 7, 94 yards and a touchdown. Very, very efficient through the air so far. And he also ran it in for a touchdown. So he is showing a lot of competency here early on. This time he's going to hand it off. That's the backup running back, but he goes down quick. That is a 2-yard loss that time. And I believe that was Golden Nelson, one of our returning hopeful stars, who gets him down. Throws it out here, and that is a quick tackle as well. That was Joey Hunter. So we do return a lot in the back end here. Devontae Golden Nelson, Joey Hunter, Darian Lewis, I believe Damon David as well. So that's why I'm thinking that we could get something going with this secondary, but it doesn't, feel that way so far as we give up the passing touchdown. That is Fletcher in the back of the end zone. And I had a feeling this tight end was going to give us some fits, and he has here early on in the game as he gets his first touchdown of the season late in the first quarter. Now, it looks like our two linebackers, McCoy, and I'm not sure who the other player was there, but it looks like they just kind of both shot up on the short coverage and they let Fletcher get behind them, maybe thinking they had some safety help there. Either way, it will be a 14-7 lead for the Scarlet Knights. And we will see if we could possibly get something on the return here. My returner, his name escapes me right now, but I do know that he has 99 speed and I believe 99 agility. Yes, we get a little bit of space there. We can't quite get to the 20, but we do take it to the 19. And he is a converted. I know I also converted him from a wide receiver to a corner. So we'll see what happens with that. As we hand it off to Miles Walker, and he's able to get about 4 yards. Duos to the right this time. Here we go. RPO, we're going to swing it out to Weatherspoon, and Weatherspoon picks his way for a first down, as it looks like Josh Bullock is trying to show what he can do. 5 for 7, 97 yards. He's been very efficient so far through the air as well. 2 seconds remaining here, and time will tick out on the first quarter. Going into the second quarter here, down 14-7. As we take a look at the QB comparison, and it's been, I wouldn't say even, as Shepard has thrown for a touchdown and ran a touchdown and has completed 88%, but McCoy, Taj Bullock hasn't been too bad himself. As you see Charles Kellum get the carry there, he almost picks up the first down, but it'll put us in a second and inching situation. This time we're in a shotgun split. You have Miles Walker and you have Marquise Williams in the backfield. Miles Walker is going to get the carry. He has a little bit of space. He easily walks forward for the first down. We haven't seen Marquise Williams get involved yet, but he is a guy that we definitely want to get involved. We definitely want to see him do some things, and we'll see how that plays out. This time we hand it off to Kellum. Kellum shedding a tackle, and Kellum picks up a tough 5 yards. And this is the guy we're looking to carry the load this year amongst everybody is Charles Kellum. But we do it by committee in this offense. But Kellum is the guy we're looking to really, really step up. As he gets the ball here again and picks up the first down easily as the Zips continue to move the ball very, very well here. Now in the flex bone for the first time. We fake it to McCoy, and we are going down for a 2-yard loss. Jasir Peterson plants Bullock into the turf that time. Duos to the left, twins to the left this time for Bullock. Speed option. He's going to pitch it out to Kellum, and Kellum has a ton of room out there. Makes a move inside. Can he get to the end zone? Not quite. He goes down at around the 8-yard line, but that was an excellent, excellent play call as we run the speed option out of the duos look, get it out to Kellum, and he picks up a lot of room. Wishbone for the first time, another speed option look. This time we pitch it out to Marquise Williams. He sheds the tackle and spins into the end zone for 6 points. And we had mentioned earlier how we hadn't gotten Williams involved in the game yet, and now he gets involved in a major way on his first carry, getting it into the end zone. And this is a guy who can absolutely play some football. Um, he's talked about transferring. We're glad that he's stuck around. But I know if we don't get him involved, we won't keep him after this season. So hopefully we'll see more of that. Tie ball game 14 up. A Johnny Shepard in this offense comes out to see what they can do once more. Our defense has not been very inspiring for 2 drives straight. Here we go. Johnny Shepard faking it, but he is gobbled up. And that is one of our new defensive linemen, Cameron Stewart. And Cameron Stewart is a guy I believe we got out of the transfer portal. I can't remember what school he was from, but he was one of our big acquisitions in the transfer portal, and he's proving that that was a great acquisition so far. And here we go. Stewart trying to run Shepard trying to run to the right again, and Cameron Stewart says, "Are you stupid? You just tried that. It didn't work. You're going to try it again, and guess what? It's not going to work again." 2 sacks by Cameron Stewart. You might want to try the left side of Johnny Shepard. 3rd and 22 now for this offense. Dropping back at Johnny Shepard. And he does learn his lesson by rolling to the left. And that lesson means nothing as he is gobbled up once more. This time it was Adam Watkins, a new starter on the defensive line. I believe he was already here, but was a backup last season. But he's showing why he's a starter this time. So the defense steps up in a major way after I had just commented on how we needed to do that, and they responded. Can the offense continue the momentum off of the last drive? Pistol look for the first time for Taj Bullock. He hands it off to Kellum. Kellum has a gap, and he's able to pick up 9 yards. So excellent blocking by this offensive line that I felt like was going to be one of our strengths this year, and they're showing right now that I'm stuttering here, that they are, as we lose a couple yards there on the option. But we hand it right back to Kellum, and he plows forward for a first down. Kellum is starting to get loose in this game as well. Bullock, this time on the veer option. He's going to pitch it out to Kellum. Kellum has space to the outside, makes a move, and picks up another first down. So Charles Kellum is now up to 77 yards on 9 carries. On his way to 100 yards for sure, as we have a ton of time left in this ball game. Split back look this time with Miles Walker along with Marquise Williams in the backfield. Williams gets his second carry. He picks up a respectable 4 yards. Back in the flex bone look this time. Bullock, he's going to hand it off to the freshman McCoy. He plows forward for about 2 yards. And I'm thinking about putting someone I might put Williams there in that B-back role that McCoy is in right now, because I feel like in that role we need a little bit more juice as Bullock keeps it and goes absolutely nowhere. I like to put athletes there. I like my fullbacks, but on this game, I have yet to really, really come across a real athletic fullback. And I think that's something they should, consider looking into the next game, because I don't think they give fullbacks enough credit. I think there's a lot better athletes at the fullback position out there. And here, as we deliver on the play action to Miles Walker and get the first down on the 4th down conversion. But I don't think they give fullbacks enough credit. I think there's a lot of Kyle Juszczyks and guys like that out there that can actually do some things with the ball in their hands. But, the only athletic fullback I've come across on this game was a guy I converted from an athlete offensive lineman to a fullback spot, and he was an incredible athlete there. But as you see Bullock dropping back here, rolling to his right, and he just gets rid of it, and he'll live to fight for another day on 3rd and 2, as we can still pick up the first down and be in a 1st and goal situation. Kellum can't quite get there, and he seems to have kind of gotten hurt on that play. He'll walk off the field under his own power, so that's a good sign, but we're definitely going to go for broke here on 4th and 2. Here we go. This time we're going to send Williams in motion. Speed option, we're going to pitch it out to Miles Walker. He doesn't go anywhere. They're all over that option, and Rutgers will take over with 1:33 left in the half. But I like to put athletes in that spot just to finish my thoughts on that. And we might switch that up as the season goes along. Anywho, let's see if our defense can step up with time winding down in the first half. Not right there, as that reception is made before Darian Lewis is able to make the stop. But we don't want to see a lot of that here. 57 seconds and time ticking down here. Shepard with trips to his right. Drops back, looking for a man. He decides to keep it, but he is going to go down quickly, and that is Wondolowski who's going to bring him down. I'm not sure if that counted as a sack. I believe that it didn't as he got back to the line of scrimmage, but nonetheless, an excellent play. Shepard delivers to his wide receiver that time. Not much there, but a Johnny Shepard is 10 for 11. He's only thrown one incompletion so far. 3rd and 6 this time. No more time on the clock. Rolling out of Shepard. Will he run or will he throw? He just throws it away. Guess he decided that throwing an interception and risking a possible run back wasn't worth it. He could have kept it, but maybe he thought taking that hit wasn't worth it, but he got hit anyway. Nonetheless, we go into the halftime 14-14 tie with the Scarlet Knights trying to avenge a loss from last season. My thoughts on the first half. Defensively, I feel like we've only really had 2 really good defensive series. The one where we had the sacks, but other than that, our secondary really has to step up. We haven't, this guy's literally only thrown for one incompletion in this game. He's throwing the ball all over us. The secondary was something that I thought they were going to be a major strength for us. And so far, that's not the case. But it's also the pass rush. Sure, we got sacks, but I think that was more of Shepard kind of playing into our hand as opposed to us getting a good pass rush. So we haven't had a really good pass rush, and our secondary hasn't really stepped up. I think we have maybe 1 pass breakup so far. On offense, we've been pretty darn efficient. I've been happy with our offense, especially the running game. Our offensive line has absolutely opened up gaps, and Bullock has been efficient throwing the ball as well. But there we go, another first down completion for Shepard. Brown sheds off a tackle, and he's able to pick up 8 yards. So that's just add another woe to our list here, as we can't make the tackle in the run game. Brown gets it again. This time we do make the stop. He loses a yard. So to be 3rd and 3, can we step up on defense and get this stop here? Shepard's going to bring a guy in motion. He's going to fake it to 2 guys, and he shouldn't have done that. He does not have the time, as Brian McCoy is able to get in and get his first sack of the season. So Brian McCoy was one of our returning starters. I think he was our only returning starter in the front 7. As the Scarlet Knights punted away, and we will have a little bit of room on the return, but that doesn't yield much results. We'll start from the 24-yard line. But yes, Brian McCoy, I think, is our only returning starter from the front 7. We lost guys like Nunley, Adler, Bennett, Kapongo, Lavea, Antavius Fish, Shaman Cooper. As we lose a yard there, that's Jasir Patterson on his second stop. But it will be 2nd and 11. Not too bad. Duos to the right this time. Bullock pops it off to Campbell. That's Witherspoon trying to find space, and he loses yet another yard. So not a great start so far for the Akron Zips offense in the second half. 3rd and 12. Rolling out is Bullock, but he finds a wide open receiver. That's the aforementioned Witherspoon, who's able to cut inside and pick up a huge first down. Duos to the right once more. Gonna hand it off to Kellum. Kellum trying to find room. He does find 5 yards. Not bad. I formation look this time. Going to bring our tight end in motion. Hand it off to Kellum. Kellum doesn't have anywhere to go that time, and he loses a yard. That will bring up a 3rd and 6. Shotgun look, 2-by-2 look this time for Bullock. He's going to send his man in motion. That is Miles Walker. He's going to deliver to a wide open receiver. That is Campbell, I believe, once again. who's able to get the first down. And Campbell is having an excellent outing in his very first starting role. This time on the option out of the full house, Miles Walker gets it. He makes an excellent cut, and he picks up 9 yards, and that is his best run of the day so far. 2nd and 1, looks like Bullock is going to switch some things up, looking to the sideline. Looking at Pat White for instruction. Bringing some guys in. He's going to deliver on a fadeaway screen, and that's Campbell with a lot of room. Campbell cuts it inside. Can't quite get to the end zone. For the second time, Campbell almost makes it all the way for the touchdown, but he is down at the 1-yard line. This time we hand it off to Kellum, and he's going to barrel his way forward for 6 points. Touchdown, Zips. And for the first time, the Akron Zips will take the lead in this ball game. 21-14 as Johnny Shepard in this offense takes over here. Down for the first time. Johnny Shepard rolling out, has a ton of room. He's going to decide to slide, and if I was him, I would have just kept running because I don't think I was going to make that tackle. That is a huge gain. We haven't seen a whole lot of that by Shepard, but why would we? Because he's carved us up through the air so far. This time, dropping back, delivering, and speaking of carving us up, he does it again. Wide open wide receiver. Tie ball game. Here we go, handing it off to Kellum. He has a bit of room there, but that hole closes fairly quickly, and he only picks up 2 yards. What will we do on 2nd and 8 this time? Split back look. Dropping back. Delivering on the screen. That goes nowhere as Kellum is gobbled up by Dijabome. That is a hell of a name. Here we go, dropping back, 3rd and 8. Finds a wide receiver, and that was Adrian Norton, who's finally getting involved for the first down. We're looking for big things out of him as well, and he makes a big play there. Kellum picks up 5 yards. So again, Norton was a guy who was looking to transfer, who had a sporadic season in our first outing here, didn't do a whole lot in the first half of the season and kind of started to come on in the second half. Hasn't done much in this game, but makes a big play there. As Miles Walker is wide open. I don't know why he juked Casper, the friendly ghost, right there, because he could have still been running. Nonetheless, it is a 1st and 10. Here we go. Walker on the carry. He picks up 6 yards. So Miles Walker is showing that he is a valuable asset at the running back position. Split back look. Taj Bullock barely gets that one off as Thomas Amankwa. These names are crazy. Thomas Amankwa is able to apply the pressure. Here we go. Bullock finding a wide open receiver, and guess who? That is once again Justin Campbell on another reception. This guy has to have about 100 yards by now. This time, Kellum gets the carry, and that is a nice hole that opened up, and he picks up another 5 yards. Kellum is up to 94 yards on 17 attempts and has a touchdown, outperforming Brown by a long shot, who hasn't had much carries today for the Scarlet Knights. Bullock is going to fake that. He's going to go back to Kellum, who picks up the first down. So he faked it to Kellum, went back to him, and it is 1st and goal. Flexbone look this time, fakes it to McCoy. Bullock looking, nothing's there, and he just gets rid of it. There hasn't been a whole lot of pressure in Taj Bullock's face today. The offensive line has done an excellent job blocking for the run and the pass today. But that time, that was more of a coverage sack or a coverage thing there, as there was fine coverage by the Scarlet Knights. Bullock bringing a guy in motion. Bullock dropping back. Looking for a receiver, and he finds a wide open pass catcher. That is none other than Adrian Norton, who gets his first touchdown of the season, rocking them to sleep and taking the lead 28-21 for the second time in this ball game. Now, the beginning of the 4th quarter, the Scarlet Knights swings it out to Brown. Brown goes nowhere. He's stopped in the open field. I believe that was Golden Nelson on the tackle. Hands it off to Brown again. Brown trying to get something going, but he does not get much as he is wrapped up. It looks like that was a combination of McCoy and Wondolowski. The name kind of escaped me for a second there. Here we go. Shepard throws that one into the dirt. That was a little uncharacteristic. Golden Nelson was in coverage, but Shepard, who's had an excellent game throwing the ball and has been very accurate, delivers it into the dirt that time. I think he was kind of nervous about the coverage on that one. Nonetheless, we will get the ball back starting from the 27-yard line. Hopefully, we can build off of the momentum that we've had on offense here. We're going to hand it off to Miles Walker. He's going to pick up 5 yards. Flex bone look this time for the offense. Going to fake it to McCoy. We pitch it, and it is an errant pitch. We are able to get it back by Kellum, but that is huge. We hadn't seen that this game, but that's something that we had seen a ton last season, and it's coming back to bite us here, but we pitch it to Kellum. Kellum has a lot of room to work with. I thought that maybe he could find that corner and pick up the first down, but we do get it back to the original line of scrimmage. It was an excellent run either way, but it'll still leave us in 4th and 10, and we will have to punt it. And I could only imagine what we would have been able to do if it wasn't for that absolutely horrible pitch. So Rutgers gets the ball back with the chance to tie it once more here. Brown is in the backfield next to Shepard. Shepard is going to keep it, but we are all over that as number 4, I believe that Stewart comes down and makes the stop. Here we go. Shepard on a 2nd and 6, dropping back, finds a wide open Fletcher. He picks up the first down. Fletcher has been excellent for the Scarlet Knights in this game. Shepard is changing some things up on the RPO. He delivers it across the middle to a wide open wide receiver, and that is a huge gain. And that's what's been happening all game long. Our secondary just hasn't played very well today. And, you know, that's the story. We've been carved up, no offense to Shepard, but by a very average quarterback, as we paid the price on the run there. And that is the backup Ja'Shawn Benjamin, who done more damage on that run there than Brown has done to us all game long. I don't think we were expecting that. 1st and goal from the 6 for the Scarlet Knights. Going to hand it off to Brown, and he loses about 2 yards. And I think that was Cameron Stewart who's showing that he can get it done defending the run as well. Trips to the right this time for Shepard. He's going to hand it off to Brown once again. Brown has a lot of room to work with. He gets in the end zone as Wondolowski wraps him up, but not before he was already in there for 6 points. And Brown hasn't done much damage, but he does sting us a little bit there by tying up the ball game. 28-28 with half of the 4th quarter time remaining. Can we not make mistakes here on offense and hopefully build on the momentum we've had most of the game? Because ever since the first 2 drives of offense, we moved the ball well. Here we go, handing it off. That is Miles Walker. He only picks up 2 yards that time. Duos to the right for Taj Bullock this time. Going to fake it to Kellum. He's going to roll out. Looking for a receiver. Doesn't find him. Decides to keep it. And he is body slammed to the ground, but not before he picks up the first down. So we haven't seen Bullock do a whole lot with his legs today, but he does show you there that he can still do it with his legs if need be. This time he pitches it to Kellum. Kellum can't find the corner and loses 4 yards. That was an excellent tackle by big number 42 for the Scarlet Knights. So playing behind the sticks now. We are going to send Kellum in motion. 2nd and 14. Bullock dropping back. Bullock delivering, and that should have been caught. That pass was put behind the target, the tight end, but it was put where it had to be. And you can't help but think that Newell would have made that reception there and still been running. But we do find a wide open receiver, and that's Witherspoon this time, and that is another first down. as Bullock is 19 for 25, 257 yards, and 2 scores. Actually, as he was getting outdueled by Shepard earlier, he has started to kind of pull away here. This time he does a play action and he is sacked for a 10-yard loss. That is the first sack we've given up in the game. Elijah King is able to get in and get that one. 2nd and 20 this time for the Zips. Gonna just hand that one off to Kellum. He only gets 2 yards. So on 3rd and 18, what can the Zips cook up here? And I'll admit, we don't have a lot of 3rd and 18 plays in our playbook. We're not built like that. Bullock. He's going to be sacked for the 2nd time. Maybe that was DJ Allen, by the way. Maybe could have thrown it downfield. I really didn't want to throw an interception. Probably should have just tried to run it there. As they set up the screen, but that is read perfectly and absolutely ate up. That is Jalen Taylor, the defensive end of all people, who makes that stop on the screen. And he's another guy we are excited about, Taylor and Stewart. If they can get things going, I think we'll be all right, as that is cleaned up by Damon David, wrapped up initially by Stewart, and David comes in and ultimately makes the stop. So it'll be 3rd and 10 as the 2-minute timeout happens here. We need a stop here more than ever to try and get the ball back and maybe get some points and win this ball game. So can our defense stand up to the occasion here? And they can. No, we can't. I was actually there with Damon David. I was a step late. I read it very well. I tried to swat the ball, but it looks like I missed, and they were able to complete that pass. So 1st and 10, but this time I'm there. So I missed on the last one. I read it pretty good, but couldn't make the play. This time I'm playing the flats with Damon David, and I don't miss there as I sat on the, looks like it was an out route or a settle route on the outside, and I'm able to get the user interception. So I was just playing coverage the whole way there. He tried to throw the out route, and I was there to intercept it. Excellent play by Damon David. We needed a play by the secondary. We got one there. And it couldn't have came at a better time. 1:46 remaining in the ball game. Duos to the right of Bullock. Bullock, he's going to hand it off to Kellum. Kellum can't find much space, but he does power up enough to get 2 yards when it looked like he would lose 2. We're just trying to at least get it into field goal range, which is about a good 7 to 8 yards away right now for us to be comfortable. Time ticking down as we are running the clock down, just trying to manage it as best as we possibly can. And I probably should have gotten the 2 clock so that I didn't have to manually sit here and run it down. But it is what it is here, as we will no doubt probably be handing this ball off to Kelly. And that's what we do as a small gap opens up and he's able to pick up a few. It will be 3rd and 4 with just over a minute remaining with Rutgers burning another timeout here. We're going to hand it off to Kellum. Can he find the corner? Looks like he had some initial room. Couldn't quite do it. He is dealing with some injury concerns here. He is a little bit labored. So I feel like if Kellum was 100%, he definitely finds that corner and picks up the first down. But he doesn't. It'll be 4th and 3. And we are going to gamble here and we are going to go for it. Play action. Bullock rolling out. Has a receiver. And that is Miles Walker, who comes open at the last minute, brings it in and gets us the first down, and Rutgers will be forced to spend another timeout. Here we go. Bullock handing it off to Walker. Walker can't find much room, tries to fall forward, but he loses 2 yards. Time ticking down, 43 seconds, 42, 41, 40. And we need to get up here and snap the ball. I'm still not that comfortable kicking a field goal from here. Here we go, Bullock. Gonna hand it off to Walker. Walker finds a nice lane created by his offensive lineman. It'll be 3rd and 6. And we will try and get maybe one more playoff here Because again, I'm not super comfortable with our field goal kicker. Here we go. Bullock is choosing to drop back and pass. He's going to find a receiver. That is Miles Walker, who holds on to the difficult catch. And Rutgers will use their final timeout. 9 seconds left here. Can we make this clutch kick? The kick is up. And we squeeze it through. I'm not the best field goal kicker. And that one was scary, man, because we barely squeezed that one inside that left upright. Regardless, the reality is we get it, and we take the lead. There'll be 6 seconds remaining in the ball game for the Scarlet Knights. Dropping back at Shepard, and for some reason, he chooses not to even give his guys a chance. We get the sack, and we will win our opener against a Power 4 opponent, 31-28. I couldn't be prouder of these guys opening up the game like this. Bullock played lights out, 77% completion, 2 touchdowns. And the biggest thing is we threw no interceptions. I believe we threw something like 14 picks last season with Bullock. Wasn't a very efficient year passing the ball, so to open up the season with an efficient passing game like this is incredible. Over 400 yards total. You know, I think last year we averaged something like 200-something yards a game. So, you know, excellent display. But I also want to talk about, Kellum had an excellent game on the ground. All around, just an excellent running performance. Miles Walker made some plays. Marquise Williams, who didn't get a whole lot of opportunity, made some plays. But I wanted to talk about Justin Campbell at the wide receiver spot. Losing Hoke last year, losing Newell, but 123 yards on 7 grabs by Campbell is excellent. Witherspoon stepped up and made 4 grabs for 67 yards, and Adrian Norton had 2 grabs and a score. So I'm feeling a lot better about my wide receiver production. We have to step up in the secondary. We were able to get an interception, but we definitely have to step up there. But I will see you guys in the next one. Enjoy your day. Keep pushing these videos. I appreciate you all. Peace out.